Hello everyone, I am Angela Subedi and today I would like to present the case of Married versus Married. In this case, Married and Mrs. Married got married in the year 1941 and they made a decision to purchase a house, in the name of her husband. They decided to purchase a house jointly basis, the ownership of house only goes to the Mrs. Married husband's name. The husband, after some time, started to cheat Mrs. Married, and he was being attracted by another woman, and finally he left his wife alone. uh, After some time, the time passes and passes, the relationship started getting bitter and bitter. They decided to separate, and on 25th May, Mrs. Married made an agreement with husband while she was sitting in her husband car. They came into an agreement that they came into an agreement and signed the contract that Mr. Married would pay Mrs. Married $44 monthly sum till the mortgage repayment finish. Mm, Her husband, for transfer of house to her, she asked her husband to transfer her house to her own sole ownership. She convinced her husband, she forced her husband, but she asked her husband to transfer the name of the house in the name of Mrs. Married, in the single ownership, but Mr. Married refused to do so. So Mrs. Married went to the court and then claimed that house should belong to her. And the case is in English. The case is This case is in English contract law, and it's on the matter of creating legal relationship. This case seems to be like Blaffer versus Blaffer, but in my opinion, in my viewpoint, um, the application is not reliable for the legal relationship. We can see in this case that the husband and wife are not living together, but they intend to create a legal relationship, and the written agreement was the evidence for this relationship. The application of this case is that a relationship and agreement between Mrs. and Mr. Married is that Mrs. and Mr. Married goes outside the boundary, and it goes outside the domestic matter. It went to the court, and some commercial matter were in forces. During the agreement period, the husband and wife were not living together at home, so they should have an intent agreement to be binding as they are going in future, as they were going in future action on it. The intention was created under the written agreement that the husband, Mr. Married, need to transfer the house in the name of Mrs. Married, that the Mrs. Married should get the full ownership of Mr. Married house. Mr. Married won. Mrs. Married won the case, and she finally won the house. She finally get the sole ownership of house in the name of her. At last, in this case, I would like to say that the case is related to the domestic agreement between Mr. Married and Mrs. Married, who separated due to some of the unenforceable relationship, that like some the third party came into Mr. Married relationship, Mr. and Mrs. Married relationship, so they were forced to make a legal relationship which was enforceable. Thank you.